So as I've been saying, I'm a victim of this new age covert hostage scenario. I've been writing to the press, CIA, FBI about this. It's new age covert because they're holding me hostage and my nervous system hostage with these implantable devices. And they'll use neuromodulation and they'll manipulate cues to make people think it's friendly or all good when people are watching and they're on good behavior. When people aren't, they're shocking me, shocking my brain, shocking my heart, hacking me, trying to make me look psychotic, committing crime after crime after crime. So when they know people are watching, because I guess maybe some of the people, different people are involved in, will tip each other off. They act like everything's all good. Like right now, it's really quiet and there's very limited interaction. There is some frame squad tactics going on and some of their FUD shop, Elmer Keebler stuff, but right now they're on good behavior. But when people aren't watching, all of a sudden they're back at it. Right now, I don't. The telepathy is very quiet, very low tone, can barely hear it, and there's very limited interaction with my body. So they're on good behavior for some reason, not sure why. But yeah, I'm a victim of this new age hostage, this new age covert hostage scenario. So maybe a piece of this is there's these kids because there's kids mimicking me. And so when I kept saying I was a victim of this hostage scenario, maybe they thought I meant like a real hostage scenario where I'm with people and there are people holding me hostage because they were stalking me and mimicking me. And they didn't understand what I meant by a new age covert hostile nervous system as well. And these kids sit there shocking and playing with my nervous system, like my nervous system is their playground. So basically, I'm trapped in conversation with these people sometimes 12 to 17 hours a day, and I can't walk away from them. I'm in constant communication with these shitbags, and they're always sitting around trying to bother me, harass me, play with my nervous system, commit crime after crime. So that's what I mean by a new age covert hostage scenario. You're being held hostage, but they're not there. They're holding your nervous system hostage with what they call implantable devices, as well as a brain computer interface. And they just trap you in conversation via telepathy. They try to use their neuromodulation on your nervous system and human programming jazz. They even sit there trying to frame you as they have observers observing these neurophysiological cues coming to their computer, and they sit there and try to frame you to some community. No, my respiration. But yeah, that's what I'm a victim of. But I think some of these mimickers actually thought I was in a real hostage scenario, and maybe they started mimicking it somewhere. Is the vibe I'm getting, or there's some mimickers, and then there's also other technology, and they're holding my nervous system hostage and trapping me in conversation. They're stealing from me. They're doing all sorts of jazz. Yeah, so this is like a new age covert hostage scenario, and they're just holding my nervous system hostage. So that distinction needs to be made. And even right now, while I'm explaining some of these things, there was a key point I was going to make, and then they started doing what they call wiping, and they actually try to wipe the what I was about to say. They can tamper with the implantable devices. They can tamper with short-term memory. So they sometimes try to prevent me from dropping key points by using that. So they're actually holding me hostage and stalking me and my mind via telepathy in real time, and it will even manipulate my nervous system during communication to prevent me from telling you like a key point. Like I was about to say something key. So see if someone just said something key related to whatever this new age covert hostage scenario is, and that's one of the people holding me hostage, and then using this tactic they call wiping, where they mess with your short-term memory, and they can like kind of stop you from saying something that you were about to say before you say it. So they got all sorts of tech they use on you to manipulate memory and this and that. That's some of their tech, and that does work. That's something that does work. That's not programming. That's disrupting function. Way different. Um, but yeah, it's an outside force trying to control me, which is a hostage scenario. Granted, they can't, but they can disrupt function, and they can enrage you by repeatedly assaulting you covertly. So I don't know if that's controlling you. I think if you just kept slapping someone repeatedly and you blaring speakers into their ears, they eventually get pissed. So they can enrage you, but they can't make you follow orders unless they like abuse you into compliance. But some may listen, or some may say, "Fuck you, kill me." Yeah, eat shit. So I think that's what it boils down to. But yeah, they're not taking over your mind psychologically. They do can enrage you and just irritate you and distract you and disrupt attention and concentration substantially to where you can barely read or communicate by just repeatedly bombarding you with telepathy. And also remember, when they hit you with the telepathy, um, it's also like extra inputs into your brain. So the typical firing and processing that's going on in your brain will be repeatedly disrupted by this external communication coming in and then being processed as well. And so if they're doing that repeatedly, the typical firing patterns that occur when you're processing or thinking or using or trying to read, for example, are being disrupted repeatedly by this technology. So that's another key point. Yeah, they can even mess with my respiration. I was checking right now. But yeah, so that's a key point. Key distinction. Right now it's quiet and chill, but my theory is they're on good behavior because they're being watched or monitored. And I don't know. They're trying to sell some lie to someone as usual. They're always trying to sell lies and act like it's friendly or this or that. They're always lying. And they always are covering up true intentions. They always have hidden agendas, et cetera, et cetera. Don't trust them. Be as thorough as possible. Be as thorough as possible. Be as thorough as someone stole your children and you're trying to find them and you want to know every fucking detail. That's how thorough you should be with these people.